Okay, we're recording. So, hello. It's another day of practicing guitar every day. And oh god, I'm really in love with this guitar. Um I thought I was getting bored, but I was very, very wrong. I wasn't feeling too well today. I wasn't feeling too well today, so I got to work from home. And I got to play a lot today. Because I didn't have to fucking commute. Um, which was dope. So even though I had work today, I got to play more today than I did yesterday, actually. And yesterday was a day off because everyone wants to hang out on Memorial Day. But today, I had some time to play. And I think I was really frustrated yesterday because I was just like, oh my god, I can't pick the right notes, right? And I just kept practicing like my scales and picking with my scales, and just using guitar pick because I do like my thumbs better. Like I do like the sound of my thumb. It gives it a nice warm sound, but I think I want the option to be able to do like the louder, harsher, faster picking sound for some songs. So I want to be able to do it. So I think I'm gonna like practice doing a little bit of both, and I want to get better with my picking. Um, and so I think I did. So that was another thing I tried. And then something I did was uh, I spent a lot of time like watching different like YouTube videos about guitar. Um, and finding out new things to learn. And one thing I wanted to learn how to do was listen to a song, right? And then figure out what key it was in. And I kind of was practicing doing that. And I think I'm gonna start playing to songs as my form of rhythm training, rather than just playing to a metronome because playing to a metronome is fucking boring. But playing to a song, I can like practice keeping the rhythm and the groove of the song while not being bored out of my fucking mind, right? And so I think metronome playing has its place, and I will bring that back. But I think that I like the activity of like listening to a song, um, and then trying to figure out what key it's in, right? And then playing along with the song, right? And improvising with it. And so yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for my thing for today. But I think another thing I wanted to say was I want to talk a little shit because I have some time. Uh, I think I fell out of love with the guitar. Like I tried to learn how to play when I was little, like middle school, high school. And I literally learned three chords. I'm like leagues and bounds ahead of where I am in like 3 weeks than I ever was when I was like playing in high school or as a kid, or middle school. Yeah, and so I this is really like me starting from zero, and like if you watch day one, you'll see that. And when we get to day like 1,000 or 100 or whatever, um, you'll see that too. So you'll see I want to record the whole journey, right? And I think there might be days where I take a break, right? But I want to do like a vlog of like my guitar progress of like, you know, like every day. And so until I go on a vacation where I can't bring my guitar, and even then I might buy a travel guitar, like a tiny little travel guitar, to play. I think I'm gonna try to do this every day, and record. And I think I also want to start studying. I think I'm at a point where like my music theory knowledge, I feel like, is solid. There's still so much to learn. Like I want to learn about how to play seventh chords, and how to build them. I think I understand how to build them. Like it's like you have the root, you have the third, you have the fifth, and then you probably just add a seventh, right? Um, but I want to like practice building them on the guitar. Like let's say I wanted to do like the C7 chord. How would I do that? So this is B. So this is C. This is E, and then this is another C, and this is my G, right? So my G, up. My G is my fifth, right? So to get to my seventh, it would be A, G, G, A, B, B, right? G, A, and then B. Yeah, it would be B, right? So if this is G, this is A sharp. So this is my B, right? Yeah, that's B. So this would be. Oh my God, that sounds bad. Did I play that wrong? Wait, let me try that again. Okay, that I don't know if I like the seventh chord. Oh, you can't even see my hands. So my seventh chord, I was trying to build it. But I want to practice building my seventh, right? And yeah, and then building the dominant. Would that's another thing I don't understand about the dominant, because don't see things like that I have to improve on, like for theory wise. Like for one thing I'm thinking about right now is that like the dominant is you take your major chord, you build a seventh, and then you switch out the seventh at the seventh in that major chord to the seventh from a minor chord, right? But the thing that kind of confuses me is don't the minor and major chord share the same? Oh no, they don't. C minor and C major do not share the same fifth, right? They share different fifths, I think. I'm not sure. 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 No, don't they have the same fifth? Yeah, they have. No, they have the same fifth. C minor and C major have the same fifth. They just have different thirds. So, like, what? How would you see? You see the conundrum I'm in? Like the difference between a C7 chord and a C dominant chord. I'm not quite sure of. Like, I don't get why. Like the way that you would get to your seventh chord from a major chord is the same way you would get from it from your minor chord, right? Like, because you just have to look at your fifth note, right? And if the major and minor chord have the same fifth, wouldn't they have the same seventh, right? So you see what I mean? That like I have this. This is my C7. I'm rambling, but hey, this is for me to ramble and uh, like to record my theory knowledge. But like this is like my I think this is my C7 chord. If I were to try to turn that into my minor chord, I think I would like try to I want to move this finger down some. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. All right. I think I turned that into a minor version of itself. that hurts. Okay, but you know, I don't get how the dominant, how you construct a dominant, right? And so I have to learn more about that. I watched a few videos on the dominant chord, and I'm still have a gap in my knowledge, right? But suspended chords are up there. I understand suspended chords now. I still have to learn about power chords. I haven't looked it up yet. I could look it up now. You know what? Let me look it up now. Let me see if the thing I thought about it being the root in the fifth from my theory knowledge is correct. So, power chords. What are they? Hey, I was right. It was the root and the perfect fifth. All right, all right. You see. I'm getting things I'm getting things from context. All right. See, that's good. That's really good. That's really good. It is the root and the fifth, like I guessed. Okay. You just dropped the third. Cool. Um. Yeah. So that makes sense to me. Um. What else? What else? What else? Yeah. So that's where I'm at theory wise. And where I want to study, but I also want to study bands and music. And I was saying that I kind of felt like I fell out of love with the guitar, but I don't think that's actually true. I think that even though I wasn't playing guitar, I was still like very much in love with the sound of it, right? Like I was in college, I was listening to Prince, Pink Floyd, The Doors. I never really listened to Jimi Hendrix, but I probably should. But like Prince, was like definitely on in the rotation for sure, for me. And I also think that I like Pink Floyd, one because they're a beautiful rock band, but I think um, a lot of like white musicians, especially guitarists, have kind of erased like black guitar players from their histories. You know what I mean? Um, like I think there's an homage or a saying of like white people stole rock and roll. Um, and I think that has like some element of truth to it. Uh, I don't know the exact histories, but I do know that there are lots of like musicians who didn't pay homage to like the people that they studied. Right? They didn't cite their sources. And I don't know. I don't think that's cool. But the thing I didn't even know this. I learned this today. I loved Pink Floyd before I even learned this, but I love them even more now. But Pink Floyd is named after two black guitarists who they learned and studied from, and they were like put on the spot to come up with a name, and they were like, "Oh, we'll call ourselves the Pink Floyd sound," right? Because it was I'll look at my notes here. Let me look at my notes. Floyd Council and Pink Anderson, right? I've never heard of them before that, but like they were like the artists in some of their records that they had at home. And I think that's pretty cool, like paying homage to the people who you learned from. And so Pink Floyd is like, I think, and also I love the sound of like the guitar solo by David Gilmour and like Comfortably Numb and you know and The Wall and all of that, and I I love that I like them a lot. And so I think I want to study them first, and I think David Gilmour's playing style suits me in a way that like he's very into like improvisational stuff, and so like I think that would be very good for my learning because I won't try to memorize his solo, but I'll try to learn the technique he's using to improvise around, right? And then make my own version of like a David Gilmour solo, right? So that's something I wanna start doing and learning, because I feel like I don't want to just learn guitar solos and memorize them because I'm just like stealing someone else's stuff. But learning techniques from sounds that I like so I can make my own, that seems kind of dope. And so I think David Gilmour is like going to be like the first one I study, and then I want to go and study who they studied, which is Floyd Council and Pink Anderson. So that's kind of the and I'll probably learn a few pop songs every now and then, but like I think that's like the next step in my learning, like trying to like learn um like David Gilmour's technique, right? And just pick up some new stuff from there, like how to hang a note and how to make a scream and like all that shit. And so that's the next thing. And then also, I think I'm gonna play along with a lot of songs, right? With and like learn and try to learn the song's key by ear. So like just like listen to beats, listen to like my favorite songs. I was doing that today. I was listening to like Sexy Red and trying to figure out the key. Funny thing about that, I thought the key was A sharp minor, right? But turns out it's B minor, which I guess makes sense. A sharp minor is pretty uncommon, but A sharp minor sounded better on the track than the B minor did, and so that kind of confused me. And maybe Google's wrong on what key that's in, but I don't think it is. Um, yeah. So I was doing that, and I think it's been 16 minutes. I'm also very very hungry. I'm like so hungry. I haven't eaten very much today. Um, but I think we're gonna like kind of do the same thing, which is like, I'm gonna play one of my own songs, and I hate to admit it that because and also I think playing more music and like making like I only made one beat on my last album. The rest I either bought or a friend made or gave to me. And so this next album, I really want to make a lot more of the music myself. And I'm having a lot more of appreciation of like how important that is, you know? And so for this, I'm going to play one of my songs from my album. And because I didn't make the beat, well, I helped with the beat. And so I could have, God, I could almost, like, I feel like it's like, I'm an engineer too. So, like, it's like the difference between building something yourself and, like doing a tutorial or watching or having or doing it in a group project or something. Like when you build something yourself, you're gonna remember all the nitty gritty details of that thing, right? What key was in, what note it was, all that, right? Um, I don't, even though I like helped a lot with like and influenced a lot like how I wanted the this track to sound. And I wrote the lyrics, right? I don't know what key this song is in, and it's my song, right? Well, arguable, right? Like you could say, like the person who made the beat, I bought it. It's a long story, but you make an argument that like it's 50% my song, and the music underneath is someone else's song. But like I think the lyrics, I used to think that was the whole song, but more I'm playing and learning about music theory and how you can communicate emotion with songs. I don't think that's necessarily true. But regardless, let me get off my ramble. Um, I want to play my own song, see if I can figure out what the key was, and then play along with it and like improvise over it. And that will be the kind of thing we have for today as our check in for how we're improving, right? And also another motivation to use my own song is I don't think I'll get copyrighted. I don't think I'll get copyrighted for using my own song, right? So yeah, okay. Let's see if we can play along to this. Oh, what's funny? You can't hear my speaker. So instead of doing it that way, let me do it this way. Do my channel. We're gonna do She Is God. I like that song. And releases. Nope, not that one. She Is God. There we go.
This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah.
Family always said I was gonna be a preacher, but I kinda wanted to just be a teacher. Go inside your mind, find your God and reach her. Stitch you up, heal ya, call that shit a seizure. I always kinda figured God will be a female. Babies and creating, these will be her features. Nurturing, caring mother of all her creatures. But saying that is a really big deal here. People really like white man with a beard here, not a black woman that's gonna be a healer. Mama always said, in with the goodness, make your head say positive to the fullest. Kinda makes sense. If I was a goddess, I would like a temple to be good, honest. God is a thing, she's in your head, promise. On my soapbox, let me step off it. What?
Let's start from. I don't know what it is yet. I still learning.
This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah.
Family always said I was gonna be a preacher, but I kinda wanted to just be a teacher. Go inside your mind, find your God and reach her. Stitch you up.
I can hear that last note.
This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah.
Family always said I was gonna be a preacher, but I kinda wanted to just be a teacher.
This is harder than I thought.
This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah. This can be church, hallelujah.
Family always said I was gonna be a preacher, but I kinda wanted to just be a teacher. Go inside your mind, find your God and reach her. Stitch you up, heal ya, call that shit a seizure. I always kinda figured God will be a female. Babies and creating, these will be her features. Nurturing, caring mother of all her creatures. But saying that is a really big deal here. People really like white man with a beard here, not a black woman that's gonna be a healer. Mama always said, in with the goodness, make your head say positive to the fullest. Kinda makes sense. If I was a goddess, I would like a temple to be good, honest. God is a thing, she's in your head, promise. On my soapbox, let me step off it. What do I know? Just a human being, just telling you what I've been feeling. Thoughts in my head, that I be seeing. Put it out there, it can be just so freeing. Being naked, vulnerable.
I'm thinking it's C.
Ah,
Maybe not.
yeah, yeah. Ah, this can be church. Hallelujah, this can be church. Hallelujah, this can be church. Hallelujah, this can be church. Hallelujah.
Family always said I was gonna be a preacher, but I kinda wanted to just be a teacher. Go inside your mind, find your God and reach her. Stitch you up, heal ya, call that shit a seizure. I always kinda figured God will be a female. Babies and creating, these will be her features. Nurturing, caring mother of all her creatures. But saying that is a really big deal here. People really like white man with a beard here, not a black woman that's gonna be a healer. Mama always said it with the good.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, no, sorry, not A. What is this?
This can be church. Hallelujah, this can be church. Hallelujah, this can be church. Hallelujah, this can be church. Hallelujah.
Family always said I was gonna be a preacher, but I kinda wanted to just be a teacher. Go inside your mind, find your God and reach her. Stitch you up, heal ya, all that shit a teacher. I always kinda figured God will be a female. Babies and creating, these will be her features. Nurturing, caring mother of all her creatures. But saying that is a really big deal here. People really like white man with a beard here, not a black woman that's gonna be a healer. Mama always said it with the goodness. Make your head say positive to the fullest. Kinda makes sense. If I was a goddess, I would like my temple to be good, honest. God is a thing, she's in your head, promise. On my soapbox, let me step off it. What do I know? Just a human being, just telling you what I've been feeling. Thoughts in my head that I be seeing. Put it out there, it can be just so freeing. Being naked, vulnerable is just so revealing. This shit like therapy really do be healing. To me, that's God, not something supernatural. A voice in your head that keeps telling you you're magical. Then always said I was gonna be a preacher, but I kinda wanted to just be a teacher. Go inside your mind, find your God and reach her. Stitch you up, heal ya, call that shit a seizure. Let me rewind, can I make it clearer? Common thoughts ain't the real true revealer. God is a thing, she wouldn't be paler. She'd be like those targeted by oppressor. Look it up, Jesus was proud just a nigga. Careful how white men be painting up the picture.
This can be church. Hallelujah, 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 this can be church.
Okay, I think it's an A minor. Unsure, but that's a fun little exercise. I can go back and check, and like I have the beat. And I can go. So it was pretty simple. I wasn't doing anything too crazy. I was just playing with just doing the pentatonic over it. And I think I need to get better at I wasn't comfortable with what's this? This is A, right? Yeah, this is definitely A. Wait, is that A? This is E. No, this is G. F G. This is in the key of G, I think. Actually, G minor. Yeah, sorry, G minor. And so that means everything gets pushed back 2 frets. And so I wasn't really comfortable like like playing around with right here. And so yeah, I wasn't comfortable, but this it should be like something like, so if that's there, I don't know, what should this be? This is there. Yeah, it should be something like that. Yeah, so the pretty sure that's it for, yeah, like, because if I'm over here, yeah, so I can figure it out, but I got to get comfortable with like I can play uh the the A minor pentatonic all throughout the neck, right? But I have to be comfortable with going a little bit up the neck, a little bit back on the neck, and practicing that a little bit more. And so I probably will practice that a bit more. But that's kind of where my playing's at right now, and that's also where my ears at. It took me a long ass time to figure out that was in G. The trick I learned was that you can like play on the E string, and then once you got that note that like works with the whole song, you can like play the pentatonic around that, right? And I found that like they say use the low E string, but I also like using the high E string because it's sometimes hard to tell if like the note just sounds good because it's low and is working with like the rap beat by not like interfering with the other frequencies. But if both the high and the low work, or if the high sounds really bad with it, that's also, I feel like, a hint that it's not in the right key. And I think playing in B, I think I was in B. I messed up a few times. But yeah. Also, I kind of like that song a lot. I get why people like it too. Like looking back, I was kind of figure God would be a female, babies and creator. These would be her features. That's a nice message, you know. Maybe a little triggering to some like conservative Christians, but I'm okay with triggering conservative Christians. Yeah, like if you're not open to God being a woman, like why, you know? Like if you're gonna assign a gender to God, God wouldn't have a gender. But like if we were to assign one, I figured like a woman would make the most sense, right? Because what's the gender that brings like life into the world? Like literally, like I don't know. I feel like that makes a lot more sense than it being a guy. Like it makes more sense for God to be something that births than to be something that doesn't, you know. But also, I don't think gender would work to define something that's like God, like, you know. I feel like a God would be genderless, but if we were to give a genderless thing a gender, I think that gender would be the one that births, hence a woman. But that's neither here nor there. I've been talking a lot of shit. Yeah. That's it for today. Hope you liked. Oh, I'm sorry for hitting the mic. I hope I didn't fuck up your ears. But that's it. The recap, we want to study Pink Floyd and Pink Floyd's teachers. So Pink Anderson or Floyd Anderson. I gotta learn their names. I'm gonna learn their names. I'm gonna listen to their albums. And we're gonna do Floyd Council and Pink Anderson. And I'm gonna go listen to some of their albums, like probably this week or next week. And I want to learn David Gilbert's method. I want to learn about dominant chords and how to construct them. And what else do I want to do? That's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, and I want to keep practicing instead of doing the metronome thing, which I think is kind of boring and not really useful for like. I mean, it's useful for creating music, but I think I want to play. Try to listen to songs. So we'll probably listen to my songs or songs that I make, or like maybe things that I won't get copyrighted for playing over, right? And then yeah, that's kind of it. I'll catch you guys later. Bye. It's SEO Fed.